falling into the same trap that Avant had. A lot of the time, it's individual plays that are required to get the job done, but the individual players not stepping up as it's needed. As we move on to Clubhouse, we saw how poorly that worked out for Avant. Mindfreak, you're going to have to turn it around. August banning out Thatcher, staple ban for them, and also the operator that Avant banned on this map. Mindfreak hopefully will have picked up a few tricks from Darksided.
Yeah, you know, it's one of my favorite bands to see coming out. Like, it definitely makes teams like approach it in a pretty much completely new way, I feel like, with such a staple operator just taken off the table. Yeah,
I mean, Thatcher is almost kind of like, sometimes, I'm not saying he's overpowered or anything, but he's a bit of a cheat. You know, all of these other operators, for denying gadgetry, you have to know where the gadget is, you have to go and you have to shoot it or take it out one way or another. Whereas Thatcher, it's like, yeah, you just, you know, chuck it in the general vicinity, it'll do the rest. And, well, that certainly forces teams who are relying on Thatcher to think outside the box a little bit. But as for the rest of the bans we have coming out, Maverick and Bandit, both highly impactful bans on this map. That said, Bandit really has fallen out of the meta with the rise of Mute since his buff getting the SMG-11.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting ban to see come on out, like especially with the presence of Mute, and then that's a pretty stock standard one. We're going to see the Mirror taken off the board. You know, it just seems like every team's just banning the Mirror at this point, isn't it? Like,
I don't know. I feel like we're finally getting to the point where teams are less afraid to ban the Mirror, but nonetheless, it's August don't want to deal with it for whatever reason. Hibana is still on the board, so it's not like banning the Mirror would have been. Leaving the Mirror in would have been very uncounterable. Still got a decent number of counters for it, nonetheless. 2 hard breaches on the board, but only one taken, at least so far, for Mindfreak with a 6-pick beat. No, onto the Ying. So previously locked away in a cage, Ying now unsheathed by Kings.
Yeah, so Kings is going to be the one to wield that operator. As you said, it's an operator that, you know, we felt was kind of potentially counter-banned against. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see here, as we are heading to the gym and bedroom to kick things off here on Mindfreak versus August.
Definitely unpredictable here. I'm surprised by this first being brought to bedroom, but it just shows, you know, August always come prepared. On Bank, just then we saw things brought out from them that we hadn't seen previously. And here on Clubhouse, it's no different. They are very confident and very prepared. You know, they do their homework. They do their their dry guns. Perhaps they just work all this out in scrims, but they come prepared. And I really like seeing that. It's one of the reasons I think they're such a strong team. They don't just carelessly, all right, yeah, we'll do this. This is the hold, right? Come through and they prepare it. That said, I'm a little bit worried about the fact that we have no reinforcements on that east wall of cache.
Yeah, well, it looks like to me that they aren't really planning on playing in there. Wait, no, there is a reinforcement there.
Yeah, there are reinforcements on the south side, just not on the east side. So that means that with that rotation hold, they're likely to be playing around the cache stairs as well and holding that on top of the normal spot. Now Wings Freak pushes some holes lined up in the floor.
Oh, you can see the head.
Gets a kill. My goodness, Warden as well, and the grenade onto Imarin. Unpredictable plays from Mindfreak and 2 early picks.
Yeah, simultaneous kills there. It's a great start for Mindfreak, and it really looked like they were getting their confidence back towards the end of that map on Bank, didn't it? So maybe that's exactly what they need here.
Mute Jammer so far denying the X-Kairos. You're only hard breach, and you can't pick those up after you've deployed them.
Oh, Derpe.
Oh, is he missed by the drone? I believe he is. Can he find the first kill? He does, in perfect timing, with Ethan up above taking down Wings. That's a perfect simultaneous kill to reply to Mindfreak. And, you know, where is this denial of that Mute Jammer? There is none. Nothing to get rid of that Mute Jammer. Nada. Zilch. 0.
It looks like this is the play. We're just going to run Kings up the stairs, apparently. But it looks like he's followed in tow closely by the Capitao of Shade.
Oh no!
It goes just pretty much all the Candelas. Utility's going to explode. That mid-gem is going to be taken down, but at the same time, that's going to be at the cost of Shade's life. Derpe's going to find him, and those X-Kairos finally go off. But it feels like such a
expensive wall.
Great start for Mindfreak has been thrown away to put themselves into a difficult position here.
Yeah, really uncomfortable. I sure hope Crescent likes this wall, because it was a very expensive hole to create. He has one X-Kairos left. He could open up a hole into the bathroom, but at this stage, his angles aren't really going to necessarily benefit him. How does Kings lose that fight? Derpe finds that one all up to just Crescent. Is he going to be taken down by the impact grenade? I would call the BM, but look, let's be real. Derpe just... he knew that was going to work, and it did. A perfect impact grenade. A double up. Mindfreak had a good start, but they weren't even on the map for the following 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was a bit rough, wasn't it, if you're a Mindfreak fan?
There are a lot of them out there as well. A lot of people stayed faithful to the org when they picked up their new roster, and a lot of people also have been a fan of the team for a long while, seeing them perform so well in Challenger League. But Cash and CCTV is the go for Orgless in the second round in. Clash, just a bait, reverting over to the Valkyrie. Clash isn't a terrible operator to hold Garage, or I guess that would be the main place, Garage, but Derpe just wanted to hide that Valkyrie.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defeated.
Yeah, make them not really think about what outside information could be getting gathered. As for these operators, we've got 2 hard breaches this time. I think you'll be a fan of that, Dev. Crescent and Kings.
The Thermite is just really nice for oh, I love that. Long arms there, Silex, getting the job done. Yeah, I mean, on this map, on this particular bomb site, obviously with the Maverick ban, just having those two, the Hibana and the Thermite, just gives you a little bit more freedom. You can open up that east wall on that east platform, and you can open up some holes looking into Garage as well. Even some in construction, if you wish. But mainly I'm worried about is how MF will deal with the mute jammers that will no doubt be suppressing those walls. I expect we'll have to see Warden go below and goes out using the skeleton key. So it's dangerous when you have to take extra ground to make the job happen, but that's what we need to do when both Maverick and Thatcher are taken off the table in the ban phase.
Yeah, it almost seems like Mindfreak banned right into that as well. Like, they see the Thatcher go off and then they followed up with the Maverick. Like, it's like, now they're going to have to take control of downstairs. And that's something we saw Orgless really struggling with internationally, didn't they? They had real trouble, you know, just keeping it simple and, you know, using the Thatcher rather than, you know, trying to go downstairs with the Buck like we're going to see Mindfreak forced to do now.
Yeah, well, Orgless is so good at these complicated strategies, but sometimes simple works better when something goes wrong. So far, it's only rarely that have things gone wrong for Orgless in this match, so we haven't seen them have to deal with that, but maybe that's the go for Mindfreak, that's the out. They can find some way to make Orgless uncomfortable, and that's maybe a start. This grenade likely going to be the end of Salix, but only if that ADS is dealt with. Finally it is, but Salix very cautious of that, and Wings is the one to find that headshot. The grenade merely a bait. A good job now clearing out that Maestro device as well. I believe that's control of Garage over to Mindfreak.
Yeah, he was stuck between an explosive and a bullet. I mean, he chose the bullet. We're going to see Shade. Looks like Ethan wants to peek onto him, and Ethan's going to, and Ethan's going to win that fight. Shade completely demolished. We're going to see the backup there from Kings. Going to go for the Mindfreak refrag. But not to happen, as Ethan's just going to piece right on out of there, and he's in a position that they feel is clear, well, that was clear previously, has now been retaken by Shade. So great stuff there by the Jaeger.
What to say about Ethan? He should not have peeked that, but he did and he won it. How does that happen? No ACOG, no worries. And Ethan's still on his flank, doing some damage inside of Lounge, and then immediately retreating back to support from the construction side. These gas canisters now delaying so much time. Joey still has 2 more remaining, plus these impact grenades for a quick rotation if needed. Dirtbear still a C4 in hand. He gets taken down by Crescent, who's now getting this bomb down. Where is the denial? A C4 over the top. It doesn't land on its target. Ethan with the run out. He knows he can go for that again, but the gas canister's doing everything that they need. Just 8 seconds. Immerin, all he needs is to deny the plant. He's taken out by Wings, but there's a trade from Joey. Bomb down. Where is the last player from Mindfreak? He's on the floor. Joey sees to that. And Orgless, 2 strong rounds to kick off Clubhouse defense.
Yeah, that last one was still pretty close, though. You'd feel like it really seems like Mindfreak start off rounds well, and they're doing what they have to do, but then suddenly someone just goes and destroys them, like Ethan wide peaks Shade and wins the fight somehow. And then they just don't know how to respond properly.
No, and I mean, following on from that, while Ethan, I mean, he made a calculated decision that I don't think most people would expect would have been a good one, but it was, taking that fight. In the end, he made it work. But after that, he played it really well. He's decided, okay, look, we know there's one player here. We kill him. We push on through. And he flanks downstairs, takes out a player inside of Lounge, and then immediately returns back. Goes back to construction. In a position to then jump outside and flank into CC if necessary, where he can deny the plant. And overall, just good utility usage as well. Even though Orgless missed a C4, Joey still had gas canisters to keep the pressure on, turn up the heat. Mindfreak really lacking time to bait those out, and eventually fell. All of their players fell one by one.
Yeah, well, back downstairs this time we're downstairs for the first time, I suppose. This time we've only got the one hard breacher, which is Crescent on the Habana.
Yeah, not typically enough, but I mean, you just have to make a choice now. You get 3 hatches. Do you try to have some kind of, breach into this church wall? Do you want to have an entrance into Dirt Tunnel? Very difficult to get an entrance into Dirt Tunnel using Hibana pellets unless if you expend quite a few. Very dangerous if you just make one prone hole. And it looks like Mindfreak are favouring some of that extra utility instead of the Thermite.
Yeah, like all the operators they have plenty of utility, like the Ying, yeah, Capital, pretty much, all the operators they've picked, there's none which I would feel are a bit of a waste, but then again, like, I suppose I would rather a Thermite over, say, the Zofia or even the Ying, depending on how they want to execute.
Yeah, well, you've got 3 very versatile operators in the Buck, Zofia, and Capital. Perhaps the Zofia is the one that's maybe least necessary. You still have some soft breach for walls and such with Warden on the Buck, and also those grenades to take out things such as Maestro devices. But yeah, I would have traded the Zofia if anything. I think the Buck and the Ying will be cornerstones for this push, and hopefully aided by the Capital bolts. You see Crescent really worried about any potential impact grenade trip, but doesn't look to be present. Dirtbear will try it. Wow, he's successful. Such an easy one for him as well, straight off the back of taking out Kings. That's the Ying out of the way as well.
Yeah, it looks like Wings just wants to make his way into blue. Like, what else can they really do now? I'm assuming they still have some hard breach left, or at least you'd hope.
Looks like this will be a desperate push though from Mindfreak. Wings taking control of blue, Shade to assist, but still no impact frag from that direction. And Dirtbear's a madman. Still Wings does refrag onto Silex. He has the utility to take out that position, and a good long shot from Crescent as he peeks in to the bar. He's likely to find this kill. Almost whiffs it, but finally secures it. Just him and Shade though, and Immerin knows exactly where the planter is. Crescent taken down, but now Immerin's spot is revealed.
Oh, he's gonna die to that, surely. Oh, how does that not land?
Oh no!
Immerin is sitting right by the campfire there. Shade wants to take this fight to Derpe, however, sitting right behind the bomb. He's going to land it too. So the one-on-one with Shade against the very lit Rin. Oh, Emo.
Surely this is a pre-fire. Surely a pre-fire. Oh, it's going to get toasty for Rin. He's taken down. Mindfreak get themselves on the board with a round. A good 1 versus 2 clutch from Shade.
Yeah, there we go. That time Shade puts it low enough and Emo Rin burnt to a crisp. It's Mindfreak finally up on the board. I think they did it a bit quicker than what they did on Bank. Yes, they did. It was 4 rounds in a row. This time it's just 2 for August to kick things off.
I'm a little bit surprised that August let that happen as well. It was a bit sloppy on the early round for Mindfreak. Still didn't open up that kitchen hatch, and it was just a desperate attempt in through blue using the smokes, which eventually worked. And I guess from there, August just weren't able to close out. Unfortunately for them, in their 2 versus 1, they didn't have a refrag prepared. I think Emo was too worried about being stuck in that position, and Derpe unfortunately lost his gunfight. Derpe currently sitting at the top of the scoreboard for his team. Silex not finding any frags, but hey, he's a supported player, and he's, you know, the brains behind the operation, so sometimes it's okay if he doesn't jump in on the frag count.
Yeah, it's also he plays those roles, you know, the ones where you might be sacrificing your body for the better of the team.
Yeah, well, like in that previous round when Silex died, he was, I believe, on his Echo Drone inside of near the AKs at the back of Armory. So I don't know whether you can fault him for being on his Echo Drone.
Well, he did peek out at the end, and that's where we saw Shade get the flick.
So maybe playing passive, maybe that decision making was a bad one. Nonetheless, you know, how much can you really fault him for that? Though I've heard
it's a dirty angle.
Yeah, Silex looks like he wants to get on the board potentially. Anyhow, it's a cash defense once again for August. Mindfreak looking to take from the bedroom side, at least just for a start.
Yeah, last time, if you remember, it was the Ethan Wide peak that really ruined them.
Yeah.
Oh, look how swift they are in below.
Yep, that's Wings struggling a bit there. A lot of utility used, but eventually wall is open. King's chesting his crouch button as he peeks outside. Oh, Wings makes up for that.
What a shot.
Jammer. Potentially a second one for him, and Mindfreak looking to get very aggressive. Wings in particular pushing all the way up. Control of cash stairs. This is really it, is it? So much control gained. But of course it's not a defensive cache, it's a defensive bedroom. My apologies.
Absolutely demolished them, haven't they, Mindfreak? Just rolling on into the bomb site.
Not quite the bomb site yet, but they do have that really powerful...
Yeah,
that's alright. I know, they have that really important control so early, and they've really lost almost nothing for it.
Now they've got to try and find the expensive wall opening again.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas August, they have a strong position, just rooted into the bomb site, and like you said, still Mindfreak don't have anything specific to open up that wall. Emo takes down Warden. Emo a double kill. Not expecting him on the stairs. Allowed to do so much. Silex, oh my! Cheeky little.
The range on that.
And still being abused. Wings struggling, he can't look away. I believe he finally takes it down, but Silex can't be too unhappy about that. He did a bit of damage, but Wings down to 50 HP. Ethan and Silex now holding these tight angles.
Yeah, Silex put down some damage, and we're going to see the peak from Emo to find his 3rd for the round. 30 seconds on the board, so Crescent and Kings really have to make their way into the bomb site, but it really looks like their every move is going to be completely shut down whenever they make it.
20 seconds. Silex still holding fast. 40 rounds remaining in the older. Crescent knows he has to peek this, but it's a dangerous one. Kings perhaps sneaking from behind, but the barbed wire will reveal his position. What a shot! Emo goes down. 2 more needed for Kings. He doesn't have the diffuser. He's lit up again by Silex, and no option for Kings. No diffuser. Defenders win the round on time.
Yeah, great stuff there from August. I like, they went 2 players down early on, and then the players on site anchored down, and Mindfreak, they just lose 2 players on the main stairs once again.
It really is a massive oversight that they don't have anything to do with that mute jammer. And I mean, what is there to do with it?
No, they could use the Sophia charges.
Yeah, I guess you could try. So one Sophia charge on the deployable shield, and then a second Sophia charge, assuming you've cleared all the ADSs, a second Sophia charge from that gym window all the way through into the floor in the hopes that the splash radius will destroy the mute jammer. Is that what you're saying?
Or, well, once the deployable shield's down, they should be able to shoot the mute jammer.
Is there an angle?
Yeah, it's in angle. Yeah.
Okay. Well, doesn't seem like Mindfreak had thought of that, or perhaps there was some reason why they didn't go for that. But there has to be something better than just sending 2 players up the stairs.
You know, it may. I don't know. I feel like I can see in a lot of their strategies here. I can see like Ewan's hand. Like she likes to. Like she's been picked up as a coach for these guys, right? And I don't know, she likes to go for the less non-conventional strats, and I think that's kind of what I'm seeing with the fact that, you know, they'll do stock standard stuff, but then they'll change it up and do something completely left field.
5 seconds to go.
All I know is Ewan loves to scold me for playing Mira in casual. But look, we'll leave that to our private conversations. Looks like this defensive cache, I mean, it was so successful last time, wasn't it? For these guys on the defensive side. Wow, look at that. A mute jammer placed a little bit back. What do you reckon that is?
Just too lazy to go fully forward, maybe? No, I don't know. I think it's so he can get some coverage on the door as well as on the reinforced wall, and then of course that reinforced wall is a bit smaller, so it doesn't need the full radius that the mute jammer can offer. Like it can be set back a bit, perhaps.
Well, you know what they say: innovation is clever laziness. As Echo likes to say. I think I got the quote right.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Emo Rin is going to kick things off there with Shade going down early. Where was that? I think below. Joey to find Wings as well.
Wings was the one who had those serious impact frags in the last round, but didn't make the difference. Looks like Wings not managing to just make enough difference in this round either, I suppose. Shade down as well. He's struggling too on that supportive role. Warden, he turned up so well last round, whipping out a nade to try and deal with Silex, but Silex sitting on an ADS. Those magpies will chew on those grenades, and Warden can't really afford a second one.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to try and rely on taking this heads up firefight, as we said earlier, threading the needle. Though, it's like too difficult at this point. So where did Mindfreak go from this position now? That nade is not going to do enough damage. In fact, it might have taken out the Maestro camera, but there's still Solix there. And oh, Warden is going to fall down the ladder.
Oh! In from Lounge. Ethan dealing some damage, but he gets back nice and safe. He also has this wall open, and there's a spot onto these players outside. Kings forced backwards. Meanwhile, Warden's finally eliminated. Kings as well. Dirtbag going off. Just Crescent now. Second last round of the half, and Emo in. What a shot. Where was that from? I believe just peeking out of CC. Oh, over the top. Oh, that's cheeky. I love to see it. These little angles that August have come prepared with. Really helping them out.
Yeah, Mindfreak, once again, not having an answer.
What can you say for Mindfreak now? One more attack to go before we see them forced onto the defense. Simply the fact that all of us are just in top form today. Mindfreak not so, or will we see a flip side now when Mindfreak finally turn onto the defense? Is it okay if they do lose out this one and maybe potentially reply with a storm of defense rounds? Or is this really a do or die scenario for Mindfreak? They need to lock out at least one more attack win before they head on into the building.
Attackers need to locate and
Well,
defuse bombs.
they are attacking the bomb site where they did find that W last time, attacking in the basement. Of course, it was a Shade 1-on-2 clutch. Look at this kill spread here. Just Warden, who is so pivotal on bank. Just the one frag so far.
I suppose sometimes the role's a bit makes that difference. I don't know. I'm still feeling that it was the Maverick, the positions he was playing as the Maverick, not necessarily simply using the Maverick's utility, but just the positions he was in really allowed him to cross Brawl and Bank, and perhaps not having the same amount of success on Buck this time around. But downstairs, all of this do go. And I'm going to comment on how successful that impact grenade trick was last time around. I think that, I mean, at least compared to what I had seen for the impact trick in the past, all of us have found some kind of innovation. Because previously you had to open up on the two sides and throw the impact grenade all the way up onto the bottom of that shelf.
Yeah.
And the shelf, depending on which shelf you threw the impact grenade onto, it would only destroy one side of the hatch's worth of impact grenade Hibana pellets. Whereas this time, there were no holes in the floor. Derpa just throws it straight on and takes out all of the Hibana pellets.
Well, here we go, final round of the half here. It's going to be swift here from Mindfreak. Warden's going to start mulching up this floor. Was very wary of any C4s or anything. Crescent's going to be a lot safer this time as well. Opening up the hatch all the way from outside. Just waiting for the word.
I think Warden will need to put some pressure on downstairs to prevent this impact trick. Surely that'll be tricked. I believe that was the sound. Derpa nailing it directly to the very base of that shelf. Not even throwing it through the floor, just directly into that shelf. Warden, though, does eventually trade him back. So Crescent will be able to pop that hatch now for free finally. I don't believe any of the other defenders are prepared. And Warden is watching in case they are. Finally, that's the hatch down. But not so much soft breach now to get rid of his castle barricades. That said, a good push into blue. This is where everything changed from Shade and Wings last time around.
Where is the blue presence from August? I'm a bit surprised that they've just left it completely clear. And allowed Wings and Shade to enter into it. Oh, I can't quite find the angle there, Wings, but he is putting on the pressure. As we're having a few issues here. Mindfreak not able to get the drone projectiles over the wall properly.
Surely a grenade over the top from Warden could deal with the player, but Ethan takes out one inside of blue. Wings down. Crescent spots little feet, sees a Silex, but Silex still staying alive for now. There's a good crossfire on the church, but still Mindfreak struggling to push on in. 30 seconds, still a bit of time to play with. But great if they could get this church wall open. Still dealing with those new jammers. Oh! Such a good job so far from Shade with the incendiary bolts. 3-on-3 as the entry comes in.
Yeah, King's going to find Emo Rim, but Joey's still going to trade back Shade straight away into a 2-on-2. Present's going to go and plant in the corner, so Joey and Sykes are going to have to go for the retake. Well, Kings has to cover, but he's not able to. He's going to be downed and surely finished off. Diffuser planted, so Crescent in the 1-on-2, but with time on his side. In fact, Sykes was also downed in that exchange, but that's going to be an easier revive here for Joey.
And this rotation cut off somewhat. Oh,
nice shot
from Crescent. Just Silex now. If there was a time for the man to step up, it's now. 1 versus 1. Crescent only a small magazine, but he doesn't even need all those bullets. He takes down Silex with a headshot.
Yeah, 2-4 at the half. Is that been the scoreline every single half we've had today? It has been.
Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
matter.
Yep.
So
it is.
Patterns.
Yeah, no, I'm not averse to a couple of patterns. It's, you know, are we going to see August run away with this attacking half now, or are we expecting a bit of defense presence? I got to feel like defense will be somewhat successful. You've said in the past that perhaps August do perform better on their defenses than on their attacks, and perhaps that's just the whole game at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. But we did see some good stuff from August last map on the attack. It really seems like Mindfreak are, I don't know, struggling to dictate the pace. It seems like they are playing how August want them to, isn't it?
Yeah, that said, we have seen some oversights from August, such as leaving blue completely available free real estate for Mindfreak to waltz on in there. It's funny because so much attention to detail and focus and really nailing of these little techniques from Orgler, such as those impact tricks and,
But
and
no,
the other angles we've seen him utilize.
you could see what the plan was, though, right? Like how that wall had been made into Swiss cheese. Like they're just going to sit back with the ACOGs, and anyone that went into blue was going to be made mincemeat of. But instead, the smokes from the Capitao really covered it up and allowed Mindfreak to enter in. I think that's...
I guess that's somewhat true, but at the same time, the attackers do have the superior weapons. The only one on the defense who had an ACOG was Silex. And Silex is not known to be particularly good on the aim. He's not the guy who's meant to be contesting his angle. He's meant to be using his utility and delivering information to the team.
No, I think that's going to be Derpe, right? He's going to fall back after doing the impact trick and falling back to that AK position. And, you know, yes, you got to adapt, but sometimes things just don't go the right way. And, you know, in that one, it did come down to a 2-on-1 with Orglis in the advantage in the end, right? Like, it's not as clear-cut as that, but Ethan... He knows Warden's up on these stairs, and the C4 is not going to be effective, but he can't land his shots! No, Ethan! He's going to go down to low HP, but he's still alive, and Warden kicking himself that he couldn't finish anything off there.
I'm actually surprised Ethan let that pass. Surely Ethan had the read on where the player was, judging by the throw of the C4, and he also was in such a strong position to open up that floor and deny that retreat from Warden, but instead Warden doesn't even receive any fire.
It seems like this...
reset.
No, the C4 was a bit of a distraction. I don't think he would have seen the trajectory.
Oh, okay.
But, like, you know, he hears the explosion, so he focuses in on the explosion, and then Warden's running underneath him, and he's getting shot from underneath, so... Yeah.
Well, now that the next focus for the attack will be the church wall, this is where we see that Thatcher band harming the attackers once again. What is this angle from Ethan? What are you doing, mate? I want to see this.
He also doesn't have unlimited skeleton key ammo. He's starting to run a bit low. 4 left.
What angle is he trying to use? And now, there you go, that's all of the ammo. Is he just trying to contest?
Anyone with an impact trick?
Yeah, I think you might be right. Well, that's didn't work. What else can I say? That did not work. Only 4 Hibana pellets on the hatch, the exact number needed to blow it, and none of them disrupted, so the hatch taken open. Now, where are the grenades from Ethan, and can they be used? Oh, okay, no, all the Texan dynamite's gone, so it won't be a church wall being open.
Yeah, so what's the plan from Orglis? Are they going to go for the kitchen hatch drop? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some blue pressure at the same time. So yeah, maybe like kitchen, dirt, kitchen hatch, and blue push.
Dirt and kitchen push is pretty classic, old school, but now when you get a smoke in here, this is also old school.
Oh.
Great way to hold it. The grenade doesn't quite land, and look, the smoke and the lesion, you need to have dirt control from so much earlier. It's a drop down from kitchen, but Silex, is he in a position to get this plant down? No way. Where's the cover? This smoke is doing its job perfectly, but Warden is flanked upstairs as well. Warden fans that kill above the hatch. Crescent as well, finding one for himself. Just Silex, 1 versus 4, no way. And that's a good retake scenario from Mindfreak. Every single round, basement has been won.
That Kings just went in down to Crescent. I'm sick of you.
Classic Kings. Classic. Typical Kings.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised it was allowed to get downed as well. He ninja'd on in there, didn't he, Silex?
Yeah, and, well, I like the idea there, but unfortunately for Orglis, there was no one covering that upstairs rotation, plus the fact that Crescent managed to find 2 inside, just taking up those players who are in dirt. Really, I would have liked to see that push from Orglis if it was done, 40 seconds prior.
Quicker.
But, yeah, you can't just decide, all right, we're going to take dirt when there's 30 seconds left and there's a smoke sitting in dirt, hard holding it, and there are goo mines in dirt.
Yeah, like, of course, it was Orglis that came out on top in the battle for dirt, but, that's not the war, that's just the battle.
Exactly, that was just part of what Shade really... I mean, Shade had done his job, right? He defaulted back. Didn't really make the difference that the attackers had finally succeeded on that control. Anyhow, cash bomb site taken as the second for Mindfreak. Kings back on his Maestro. Kings are certainly a Maestro to be feared. Really knows what to do with that older. There have been some really strong... Okay, what is this?
Is he going for a spawn pick?
Oh no, this is the Maestro device all the way out, looking outside. Silex has spotted it out. It's a heavy investment of utility so far from the bomb site, but it's a great amount of intel that you can gather outside as well.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
So they're just going to look through it?
I think it's also potentially to deny a thermite charge on the garage wall.
Yep.
I've seen that done in the past, but you know, once it's a stealth trick, and once you know about it, you can counter it pretty easily. All you got to do is have someone stare at it. Oh! Speaking of staring, Warden was watching very carefully and finds the head of Silex. That's half of the hard breach utility off the table so early.
Yeah, what a great early pick there for Warden. See you later, Silex. Another round you're going to have to spend on the sidelines for, mate.
Joey has safely gotten the diffuser back, but a whole minute wasted now. Certainly that's a setback with Silex off the table, but you know, Silex, I think he'd make a decent coach, and that's essentially what he is at the moment. He's just sitting back in comms, flicking through his teammates, giving some advice. Ethan may well catch Warden. There's the intel there for him. It's a chase. Warden tries to default back. Ethan's taken a bunch of damage for his troubles as well, but no one gives it this time.
Yeah, looks like they've gotten control of what they wanted here, August. Looks like they're going for a west side push. They're not really worrying too much about garage or box just yet. They're just gonna push from construction to start off with.
Imarin finding wings. It's the Valkyrie off the board. Won't be able to make good on that intel from her cameras any longer. Potentially a successful... Oh, there you go. Even crashed. Shade successfully impact tricks that. The impact trick meta is crazy, man. There is so many impact grenades for all the time. Joey! That's disgusting. Don't do that, mate. Don't do that. Surely Derper has to fake this out, otherwise he's about to lose his second exothermic. He does fake it out successfully. But Shade will check over a gas canister nonetheless. Still though, with this east wall intact, it allows for so much mobility for the defenders.
Yeah, he's finna find Shade, putting the man advantage in favour of August. So there's 40 seconds on the clock. They're gonna have to push on in, and they're gonna have to force their way in as well. It feels like there's a lockdown on these choke points.
No garage presence. Oh, almost a beautiful shot from Derper, but Kings with the 5.56. Taking him on down. Ward in a power play position, ready with that 3-speed. And the 4.16. Ready to deny this plant. He'll hear it. Pushing on in at a moment's notice. No! Kresen, what are you doing? But he finds 3 kills, 1 onto his teammate, and Kings to finish it off.
Oh.
We're even Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. Mindfreak evening up the scoreline against August.
Wow, this match has been great, hasn't it? I'm really enjoying the back and forth here.
Something that I hadn't expected after Bank, but yeah, certainly.
What was
Great
Bank?
job from
7-2,
Mindfreak.
yeah. Great
play from Kresen. I've never seen someone team kill his teammate so far. I have, but you know, I just love a good old team kill with the C4. It was so funny though, because you could see Kresen was doing everything right, and who was it? Was it Warden or Wings?
Warden, yeah, Warden.
Yeah, he really wanted that. He heard the defuse, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna and
die.
And that was it. Yeah, at the end.
Well,
Attackers need to
we go into round number 9. It really does feel like that Morglis struggle on their attack on Clubhouse here. Like, this is the map they went 6-0 up against Darksided on and then lost 8-6. Like, it's...
Yeah, that was painful to watch. Is it perhaps that Derper would much prefer to be on the Maverick, which has now been banned out by Mindfreak? Possible. We've seen, I think in the past, Derper does typically play the Maverick on this map, and it's not a bad Maverick. Derper really been coming into his own in terms of the fragging, and Maverick is demonstrated by Warden on map number 1 is a great fragging operator, and brings that good utility as well. Warden going through yet another spawn peek. He successfully had one previous round, but Imaren will lock him out of the round.
Teams now know always go up before you like look towards the door. Always run up the stairs there. Like, it's not like you lose any time or anything and you gain yourself the advantage, but Wings, he's going to trade Derpe straight on back. What was that? Was he just running right on in?
Yeah, I think you're right. That was a bit of an oversight from Dirt. When Wings gets that one for free, still control over Cash and CC. And with this Thatcher ban, oh, August will be feeling that pretty hard now with their attacks coming on through. And I would have liked to see a Twitch potentially. But Ethan going on the buck instead still.
How does the Thermite die so early for free?
I think it's because Derpe, he may have been a Thermite, but he was playing like a Maverick, you know, playing more aggressively. Silex is the primary support player, so despite playing, you know, one of the most traditionally supportive character operators, Derpe was not treating himself like that role necessarily. And I guess on top of that, it's the silly oversight.
Well, here we go. Looks like August are going to take control of the CCTV. Next point of contact, Cash. We've already sent some utility in there, and Joey is going to find Crescent. They are starting this one off nicely here. Looks like Crescent was trying to get on out.
3 players remaining for Mindfreak, all on the bomb side or near enough. Whereas the attacking side have, with a good amount of time, taken control of Cash. Now, this is something I like to see. It's something that was really missing in that 8-6 match between August and Darkside in the Invitational qualifiers. August, they would just not look at Cash for so long. And then they would decide near the end, yeah, actually, we need Cash. And they would start pushing on it. Now, this time, they've, from the start, acknowledged Cash as an investment.
Oh, shade. Gonna peek on out and find Ema, and I think the drone didn't quite catch him in that position, putting us into a 3-on-3. That nade, oh, it's gonna land right at Kings' feet, but it does no damage. He's gonna get away for free from that one and dodge the second one. Ethan's gonna jump on in with the shotgun out from the skeleton key. Peeks around the corner, that's the mute going down, but Kings at the same time has found Silex, putting us even more even. 2-on-2. Diffuser dropped on site, but the smoke should cover him. Both these defenders are offside. Shade! What a shot to take down Ethan. Just Joey in the 1-on-2. That plant is going down and will surely be confirmed. Yes, there we go. So 1-on-2 retake here for Mindfreak.
2 stuns in his pocket, but how much time does he have? About to peek on the Shade, who's played so well. Shade doesn't lose the fight, but he doesn't win it either. Not yet. Joey may think that was a ninja, but in fact it wasn't. He does have some intel based on the drone inside of logistic office. He has the time. So 1 stun grenade. He hears the diffuser tapped once, twice. What is he doing? That's not going to work out. He might try and deny it, but Shade picks him up. An easy defuse for Mindfreak. And there you have it. Mindfreak, for the first time, are in a lead.
Yeah, nicely done there from Mindfreak. Joey not able to get the 1-on-2 as, what is this, 4 rounds in a row now for Mindfreak? Yep, 4 rounds in a row. 3.5.
Not too bad at all. And looks like I've been counting backwards with my my round count at the moment. I got all the way up to 7, and then on my piece of paper I wrote 6, and now I'm back up to 7 again. So, not quite sure how this happened, Monkey, but
well,
something went wrong.
Spoilers, we're about to hit round 10, alright?
Alright, good to know. So wait, so after church defense, it was then a Cash defense and then a bedroom defense, and they were all won by Mindfreak.
Yes.
Alright, note to self. After 6 comes 8, and then 9. And after that, 10. That's the one we're on now. Defense downstairs worked out pretty well previously. Falling for a rehost.
Yes, I believe we might be hitting the rehost. Just a sound bug apparently, guys. Just waiting for the admin's confirmation. So, but this has definitely been a wild ride, and you know, Dev, I am starting to think that August really cannot defend us on Clubhouse. They just, attack on Clubhouse.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree. August just really been struggling through and through with their attacks, and I mean, they were pretty good on over on Bank. They didn't drop a single attacking round, so can't blame them too much for that. But maybe it is just map specific. This one here on Clubhouse struggling to a T. So I don't know what's got to give for August to move forward in this map, as they're at a deficit for the first time, 5-4. This is essentially its breakaway point. What a time for Mindfreak to potentially guarantee themselves at least a draw, and August certainly don't want that, not after dropping a map to Avant last week.
Yeah, like it really feels like, I don't know, August really should not be letting through Clubhouse at this stage. I've gone all ghosty thanks to the light fading outside, but yeah,
it's all right. I know you're real.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. August really having trouble attacking on Clubhouse. Like they can defend fine. Like we saw them get 6 rounds against Darkside and Invitational qualifiers in a row. But just when it comes to the attack, I don't know what it is. Is it the band's really working against them in this situation?
Sometimes. Like let's talk about. Was it you and me casting last week on Villa? I believe it was. And Atletico were really struggling. They just needed... Actually, no, it was actually before last week.
I was going to say,
when they
sorry,
really
who?
needed the Thatcher. Yeah. August, I can't remember which team. It actually might have been one of the Asian teams. You remember, though? We kept saying that they needed to bring a Thatcher, right?
Yes, yeah. That was against, I want to say, Mantis.
Mantis, yeah. There you go. I believe it was. So, and they actually won that. I remember now. It's all coming back. But, yeah, the thing that really made the difference for Atletico there was bringing a Thatcher. They needed a Thatcher. Just to keep it simple, stupid, is the thing that you always said. Just, there's an obstacle. There's a wall. It's reinforced. How do we deal with that? They're not impact tricking it. They just have a mute jammer. We just need to deal with that. Bring a Thatcher. Just bring a Thatcher. It's not that hard to just sacrifice one operator. Yes, it does cost something to sacrifice a Zafir or a Capital, but sometimes you just need that Thatcher. And that's not going to happen at all in this game because August have banned that. And we saw how well that worked against Mindfreak in the first half for the defenses of August. And I mean, we saw Mindfreak go to some serious extents just to try and deal with mute jammers, forcing players up of the main stairs onto a bedroom defense to take out the jacuzzi mute jammer. But it looks like August themselves don't have a way to deal with it. And you know what I want? I want to see Ethan bring out Twitch. He loves bringing out Twitch. He's brought it on Bank in the past. Just earlier today, and I believe it was on Border previously, but typically it's to counter mirrors. I certainly think it can counter some Twitch trends as well. Some, mid jammers as well.
Yeah, well, we are just, of course, getting set up for the rehost now. So, Mindfreak definitely coming back into this one. Do you feel like they could actually walk away with a W here after having issues on Bank and, going down early on in this one?
I'm not saying it's likely, but it's definitely possible. The form that they're in at the moment and the fact that they haven't dropped a defense on any of their bomb sites, I certainly think it's possible to make it happen. That said, one of the consistent issues with all of this, one of the things that it always comes down to is messy comms. So when they're in the caught up and playing it's round to round, I remember when we were talking to these guys at LAN, actually, they were saying, it's a real struggle for the reduction in the pick phase timer. I don't know if many of you guys know, but it's been reduced. What was it? Used to be 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Now it's just 15. For each of the phases, the reveal phase. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about, Monkey?
Yeah, like that's something we were talking with the August guys about, wasn't it? Like they reckon it's just way too quick, and I'm like, no, it has to be quicker. I'm a believer in streamlining the Siege experience, and it's definitely one of the things that breaks the flow. But then again, there's these teams that really do need that extra time to talk things over properly.
And that's what I'm getting at, right? So August in the past, when I've spoken to Chief, who was previously their manager, and he would stand behind them at LANs because their coach Flux wasn't able to go. So he would stand behind them, he would have the comms, and he would talk to them during the tactical timeouts rather. And it was really, he would always tell me, it was the comms. It's great. They have a great team working really well. And then as soon as things get a little bit intense, the comms really fade away. So now we're having obviously a technical issue. And they don't have necessarily, maybe their coach is in comms with them, who knows? But these guys have an opportunity to just sit back, you know, chill out. Maybe if their coach is in comms with them, that coach will be watching the VOD and just say, guys, you know, this is the issue. You're on your attacks. You need to get organized. That's what's most important about your attacks, organization and teamwork. And I think that this technical pause could be exactly what August need. As much as I'd like to say that Mindfreak could run away with it right here, no, August couldn't have asked for anything better to
yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Keep going forward from here. Yeah,
so looking forward, I believe won't be too long before we get started on into the next round. What else can we talk about, Dev? I'm at a bit of a loss, I don't know. Something's going to jump out to me any second.
I don't know. I really think that for Mindfreak, the storyline here is, you know, not a great performance so far. Losing out to Fnatic 7-4, losing out on Bank to these guys here 7-2. This is really their chance to shine. They've got 5 rounds. Don't let those 5 rounds amount to 0 points at the end of tonight. Just at least one more round, you got 1 point on the board in the ladder. 2 more rounds and you got 3. And that's certainly what Mindfreak need to be looking for. Whereas for August, a lot of people are saying right now, you know, who is the number 2 team? I had Flea claiming last night that he thinks that Avant will be the number 2 team. Now, I think that after their horrible performance earlier tonight against Darksided, perhaps Flea will have to eat his words. But certainly Oddity is a contender up there. Oddity has had a great performance in their play days so far, and they're actually the team sitting in that 2nd spot. But for August, that's the team to beat. August have to keep their points going because there are no playoffs this season. August have to keep it up, regain control here on this map, and close it out on Clubhouse.
Well, you know, if I could give one piece of advice to August if they want to get back up there, I'd say ban Clubhouse, because it really doesn't seem like, well, so far what we've seen from them on it, to be their map. But yeah, it's, you know, Flea would probably be used to a dish of his own words at this point, I'd have to say, Dev.
Well,
just classic Flea stuff.
Poor Flea, he's not even here to defend himself. I hope he's in chat, just so that he can rag on us a little bit.
Well, we are going back to the Church Arsenal room now. There was a ruling, same operators, same sites, of course. Just Warden has been allowed to change up. He was having an issue where he selected a different operator but got picked on the castle, I believe. So this time he's gone for the mid instead. Just having an issue with this hole here. There we go. Got his way through.
I expect we'll see from Mindfreak again. Really nice strong hold of the that church hatch. Nope. If you recall, the last time August attacked this, they eventually did get that hatch open. Oh, yes. Love it. But, okay, no, never mind. I don't really love it that much because it's no global shield.
Yeah. Right. It's still going to be a hard position to shoot, I feel like.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
Kind of flat and away from the drone hole. Like.
Takes an extra second, maybe. Anyhow, what I was getting at, last time August attacked this, wasted a bit of time on the kitchen hatch, but eventually did get it open after baiting out a couple impact tricks, and then it was just, in the last 30 seconds, forcing themselves down dirt. Now, if you can put your presence early inside of dirt, get rid of that mute jammer, start pushing down there from the start, those Legion mines, the Gusions, they won't be in there. They take time to regenerate. Later in the round you push through there, the more Gusions are going to be littering around the floor.
It's not catching on, Dev.
It will catch on, alright? It will! I'm going to make it happen. I gotta say, look, that's dirt open. Start pushing through dirt straight away. Push out shade as soon as you can. Because once dirt is clear, I mean, it's not going to be quicker to clear out dirt later in the round. You may as well do it now. Just get 2 people to do it while the rest of the guys are clearing the map. And start working on these hatches, and then you've got the freedom to go for that dirt kitchen push.
There we go, Shade going a bit aggressive outside through that breach in the wall. Not finding anything from it though. Looks like we're going to go for a bit of a heavy clear up top. Surprised that they haven't already cleared it. In fact, August. They've been so confident downstairs that they're still sussing out the very top floor.
Still going on through. Looks like
a
lot of angles being very cautiously caretaken. Oh wow, Emarin just survives that one. Hatch is open successfully, I believe. Present decides to retreat back down.
I suppose Emarin was pre-firing through the wall to make sure no one could go for the impact trick, right? And then, of course, once that hatch was opened up, he pieced out of there just in time to miss a C4 that came to try and find his life. So beautifully done. I must say I was impressed by the team synergy there from Auglis.
Yeah, well, looks like they are taking my advice as they start to push Shade off of his position nice and early, but Shade still has a great position and a good advantage. Ethan's frag grenade still in his pocket. Could be the deal breaker for Shade, but it's delaying a lot of time. Grenade goes out. Doesn't even take out the barbed wire. There you go, finally. Melee hit does the job. Shade's shotgun far superior in power to the skeleton key. Come on, where is this peak? There's no time left. Just 15 seconds. The shotgun takes one down. Shade. One more remaining, but Emarin takes him down. It'll be a rush from Auglis, and Mindfreak are stealing away in the round so far. Derper, no, there's nothing that can be done. And Mindfreak guarantee themselves at least the draw.
I have no idea what happened there. It was all over the place.
I kind of feel like the timer just went from 1 minute to 0 minutes, you know, really quick.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what it feels like to be Auglis right now. Auglis are just letting the time steal away from them.
Well, potentially the last round here, Dev. We're going to the CCTV in cash room. It's been what a comeback so far from Mindfreak, and you know it has to feel like that. This is just Auglis's life on Clubhouse now.
Gotta agree with you on what you said earlier. If things don't change for Auglis, love to see them ban Clubhouse. All right, Silex. All right, Silex. You wanna get rid of the Hibana and go for a blitz? Look, I respect that. Now, you know, show me why. You got 2 more rounds to stick in here and get a draw. Show me why.
Well, lots of Rios going down, of course. New stock standard stuff. It seems like a lot of teams have pretty much the exact same setup with their own little twist on it. Hey, Dev, I suppose that's how it's pretty much always been, but all the reinforcements in the same area, just some slight twists on some utility placements.
Yeah, well, like I said, that was also heavily affected by the bans. You know, we're not seeing a mirror brought out, not seeing a bandit to trick it, trick the wall, which obviously affects how things, how the setup is. That's for the attack. This might be a push from the west side.
That's the exact same setup in Garage, you know, with the Maestro behind the shield, with the Jaeger device, like. Yeah, I'm not complaining, and I'm not celebrating it either. I'm just
not bored.
I'm making an observation.
Oh, no. Derper spotted out. Oh my god, Ethan! I don't think that was even deliberate. He didn't realize Warden was there, but he opens it up. That's a bit of a surprise, but not as much of a surprise as Warden got. That's the top fragger from Mindfreak off the board.
Yeah, Warden trying to hide in the corner, and instead Ethan's going to trip over him and kill him by doing so. I believe that's an apt way to describe what happened. And look how swiftly they've gained control here of construction. This time, Auglis, it's been a lot faster.
They do have the blitz. The smokes in tow, as well as the smokes from Capitao. Hopefully, some kind of pressure from the east wall would flush out the players from CCTV, but it's not likely that to happen because we haven't seen any focus on that side as of yet. Shade prepared to deny the thermite charge on this wall using his impact grenade.
Yeah, he's ready, isn't he? Oh, it's like the floor below him's going to get blown open, though.
Joey's still chilling out on that flank.
Oh, a bit late.
Looks like thermite charge may well detonate. Oh, Shade taking a lot of damage, but does throw out his last impact grenade to no success.
Oh, you can see through the floor. Did he see the head of the prone? I think it's Emo Rin below.
I think he did. Oh, Emo! What a shot all the way into garage. From inside of stock. Now things are looking good for August to take another step to tying this up. Just 3 players left on the Mindfreak side. And still 5 alive on August. 40 seconds. This is perfect time management for August. Much better than we've seen previously. Silex needs to start whipping out some of these smokes. Prevent the push from Crescent. Smoke goes out. Silex going on in. Is he aggressive enough? No. No success at all. Shade knows exactly where this plant's going down.
Oh, he can't hit it!
Through the smoke. Ethan trades him out. Just 2 players left on the defense, but Kings finds 1. All up to him now. 1 versus 3. Certainly doable, but there's a mountain to climb.
Yeah. Quarter of the diffuser's gone down as well, and Kings on low HP has to retake against 3. I think we might be going all the way here, Dev. Unless Kings can do something absolutely nutty. He's going to maybe tap the diffuser, maybe draw a few of these attackers out of hiding. No, he's going to push up further. There's a 3rd left on that thing. He really can't stay off it for too much longer. And there we go. Ethan's going to finish it off. Beautiful shot at the end there. And we're going around 12, Dev. Finally a round for August.
All the way. Yep, and like you said, finally an attack win. Still no luck on Church, but finally Cash working out for them. So, for the Mindfreak side, they get to choose Cash or over to Bedroom. Bedroom, they have the better win rate, so it's the obvious option, but you can see they're thinking about it. It looks like locking in Jim and Bedroom for now. See, there is very short timer on that operator pick phase, isn't there?
Yeah, well, you know, it rewards the teams that are prepared and, you know, don't just play by the seat of their pants as much.
Yep, gotta agree on that. Anyhow.
Monty coming out.
As a 6 pick as well. Quite like that. Look, honestly, I don't know why the Blitz was really brought for Silex. I mean, a great player, but it's just, he does not have that aggression within him that gets released for an operator like Blitz. And I think that oh, isn't that just beautiful? Look at them. All putting on their jerseys insane. I love that. Yeah. Anyhow, Silex, I think on the Monty will have a lot more success than on the Blitz.
Well, I think taking the Monty, right? Like, I really don't think August were expecting the change of bomb site. I think they were expecting a cash room attempt again. They'll be able to use their Monty to force out garage, but
10 seconds remaining.
you can still use the Monty to help force out cash room here.
5 seconds to insertion.
I'm sure, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, taking on cash room, it's not like it took August that long to do that last time anyway, but yeah, could help out. I think control of the logistic will also be imperative for August, and then they can finally get that plant going down in the, potentially in the bedroom doorway from construction, behind the Monty, or even just with the Monty with the shield on his back. Good old turtle plant. Looks like with Thatcher banned, Mindfreak heavily reinforcing that that wall in the doorway from Jim near to that jacuzzi wall. Not wanting to do what you said and have the Zafir open that up. So Alex just face checking this with the Monty shield. Drone's going out first. He bolts on through. Time to check on what's going in the cash room.
Yeah, it's fine to face check things when you got a big heck off shield in front of your face.
Let's make it easy, and oh, lovely angle from Warden. Just waiting for an opportunity. Silex, he has to be aware of the space around him. Otherwise this could turn out badly for him. Now, Ethan with a grenade could easily deny this mute jammer that's stalling Derper. There you go. Jammer goes through. Actually, I don't know if that grenade went over the top. In fact, it misses. Oh, the ADS! It didn't catch those stun grenades. Now, Silex
just came in clutch.
I think that's it for that wall. No way to open it.
Oh, looks like they're going to go below instead, try and force some of these players out. The pings are coming on out as well. Still can't open up the thermite. There we go, finally done. So, we're going to see Crescent just try and piece it out of there, and Joey's watching. Warden can't hold this angle forever. He might be in a world of hurt any second now. There we go. The Monty's pushed right on up. He's just going to gracefully pull on back.
These castle barricades need to be dealt with, but I believe most of the soft breach has been already used by August. Now, there you go. Emarin taking out that castle barricade. Looking into construction. Salix now cautious of logistic. He'll clear that very easily with the multi-shield. Now that's complete control. As long as August can clear out Master Bedroom, as they're doing very effectively with Salix, who's now delivering all this intel to his team. Should be a fairly comfortable plan inside the Master Bedroom.
Yeah, this has been great so far. Oh, Ethan through the wall finds the head of Wings with a bit of a spray. He's going to go down, however, to Kings, but Emo rim with the immediate refrag, leaving it all up to Shade in the 1-on-4. There's been some great stuff here from August, but Shade from below could deny the plant, just can't land the shots. Joey's going to reposition, but they've still got the intel. That's the diffuser dropped. Are they going to be able to pick it up? Derpe surely has it on board, goes to the bed. We're going to see the push down below. Can he get it? No, the spray's not going through the bed. So the 1-on-2 retake now for Shade to get the 3 points here. He's got to contest with the Monty and Derpe on the Thermite. He does have the speed and gets behind the Monty. All right, just up to Derpe now. He is laying outside the window. So Shade, 1v1 from 1-on-4. Is going to tap the bomb. Surely Derpe is going to react to that. No, he's not. He's standing as silent as a rock. Surely they have the info on him. Now he reacts and he's going to jump out the window on Derpe to finish things off. Wow. What an action-packed last round. Shade almost doing enough there. But Mindfreak able to, August able to salvage a draw after facing match point at 6-4.
And what a performance from Shade in those final moments. Unfortunately, not enough to close out 3 points for Mindfreak. But oh my god, that's one of the most intense moments I've seen casting this league for so